Hola chicos, en este video quiero explicar un mini proyecto, un mini project que nosotros vamos a hacer con El Chiflón del Diablo y The Devil's Miner. I didn't want to waste class time to talk about this, so it's in a screencast. So básicamente lo que vamos a hacer es crear una presentación, and you guys can use PowerPoint if you want. You can use Prezi. You can use something that I've never heard of. Anything that you can use to present this information that I'm going to describe. So basically what you guys are going to do is you're going to look at El Chiflón del Diablo and the Devil's Miner and think about a topic that comes up in both of the works. So I'll show you an example in a second, but some topics could be, for example, la injusticia, la familia, la religión, la fe, el destino, all the stuff we've talked about in class, all the connections we've made. And once you come up with this topic, you're going to take this topic out of both the works and describe how they take place in one and how they take place in the other. So your first slide, if you're doing a PowerPoint or using something with slides, would be an introduction and reasons for selecting the theme that you had. So if you were doing, la salud, maybe you want to talk about the idea of silicosis, that all these miners are suffering from this horrible lung problem and dying young. You describe why that's important to you, and then get into the details. Then you're going to give me a brief description of the sources and how they relate to the topic. So you'll talk about El Chiflón del Diablo, knowing that we've all seen or read the story. I don't need a book report, but how your topic appears in this story. So you're going to relate it specifically to your topic. You're going to do the same thing with the Devil's Miner. Talk about the parts of these two works that describe what it is that you're going to be talking about. Finally, or not finally, but secondly, the third thing, I guess thirdly, is evidence of the topic. I don't know why this isn't working. I'll erase this. So in number 3, you have evidence of the topic from sources. So I'm looking for, quotes, descriptions, scenes, all that stuff. So in El Chiflón del Diablo, you can find images online. If their movie has a website, if you Google it, you can find it. So you might use that as a visual aid and think about some of the things that they said. Now, these might not be direct quotes from the movie because you don't remember exactly what people said, but parts of the movie that describe whatever it is your topic is. If you need any help with the movie, you can let me know. But again, you should be able to find really anything online that you need to. I'm sorry, I was just talking about the Devil's Miner with that one. With El Chiflón del Diablo, for that one, you have the text, you have the story, you can find quotes that relate to that source. And I'm also looking for a comparison of these two. So in your slides or however you use to visualize this, you should be discussing how they're similar or how they're different, how they're addressed. Remember, we have one story that was written in the late 1800s, and we have a movie that was filmed, I believe, in 2006. So we're going to have a lot of similarities and a lot of differences between them in the time periods as well. Going down, continuing with the rubric, your visual, and this is a rubric, gives you all the points. Visual aids, creativity. The idea is that these visual aids are going to help make the presentation better. So when you talk about your topic, you should be giving me good visual aids, and here you see how it's going to be scored. Language use is going to be with your writing and speaking. It's going to come from the language use rubric, which you guys are all familiar with. Your PowerPoint stuff, and again, it might not be a PowerPoint, it might be something else. It's completely up to you. Your writing is going to be a lot of bullet points, not going to be a whole ton of text here, so it's not going to be that difficult, I don't think, to get a good grade here. The speaking, the idea is that you guys should be speaking over this stuff, and that's going to be a little bit more difficult, much like you do in a charla. The time, 4 to 6 minutes. And that should be a 5. I don't know why that says 8 points. It should be 5 points. And that is what you're going to be doing for time. Now you're asking yourselves, okay, how do I speak on a PowerPoint? And that's what we're going to be learning to do. It's basically what I'm doing now. So let me show you guys an example of a PowerPoint from a few years ago from a student who did this same project. And you can see that I'm talking over this PowerPoint right now, and this person decided to do the La Importancia de la Religión was the theme. And I didn't choose this one because it was a superstar, I guess you see her name, but just because, actually the first one I pulled up, this was a few years ago. So you have La Religión, and this person talks about how religion is important. You have some bullet points here, and they actually presented these in class. You guys are going to do it using PowerPoint and a screencasting software, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So you can see that she talks about El Chiflón del Diablo, then she talks about the Devil's Miner, and the PowerPoints are going to continue like this. There's information. This, I would say, might even be a little bit hefty on text. I would probably cut that down a little bit and speak more. All right, so now the question that you guys probably have is, okay, how do I record over the PowerPoint or over my Prezi or over whatever it is I do? Well, you're going to do your PowerPoint first. So when you come up with your PowerPoint or your Prezi or whatever it is you use, make that all first. Then you're going to think about what you're going to say. There is a fantastic website that I'm going to introduce you to that I hope you use for this. You don't have to use it for this presentation, but it's called Screencast-O-Matic. It's kind of a long name, and here it is. If you guys go to this website here, you can, it's what I'm using right now to record this. I have the Pro model, which means that I can have an unlimited amount of screencasts. But if you guys just do one screencast, you can do this on this website for free. So this is one option. The other options are if you have an iPad and you want to forget the whole PowerPoint thing and you want to use something like I'm blanking right now, the EduCreations or Show Me or any of the apps that allow you to do this, that's absolutely fine. Whatever you use, whatever you figure out to use to do this is completely up to you. Okay? So that's the idea with the project. I'm about to post all this information on Edmodo, as you can see. I'll have this video, obviously, which you guys will have already watched. I'll have the rubric on here. And this is going to be, I wrote Martes here, but it's actually going to be due Wednesday for both classes, even though B block we don't see on Wednesday. The day that it's going to be due is Wednesday. It'll give you an extra day to work on it. We need to start our mid-year exams, as you guys know, after that. So this isn't a major project. It's not something that I don't think is going to take you hours and hours and hours, but it is something that you need to start working on really as soon as you finish reading the story. Okay? So questions, we'll deal with them on Monday, or send me a note here below this prompt, and we'll take it from there. Muchas gracias por su atención con este screencast y nos vemos en la próxima clase. Chao.